Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back with the next part of my Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be, Today we're going to be doing the inner workings of our Minecraft, of the college. And then when we get that done, we'll work on the next part, which is going to be the football field. So let me go ahead and get my screen out of the way, and I'll teach you how we're going to make the inside area. So we'll get my green away. We'll get started here. Hey everybody, it's Caesar2 and welcome to the next part of my tutorial. Today we're going to be making the inner part of the college. So let me go ahead and grab some other stuff and we'll get started. The materials are the basics. So we're going to need spruce stones, oak stairs, oak planks, and if I can find it. Now, originally I did make, just a field of flowers and stuff, but I'm thinking about putting some trees here too. So, we'll see bone meal. Alright, since you don't want to help me find it. No. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to pave the way into the actual and we also need brick blocks and oak leaves, and we're also going to need some kind of fence gate. Alright, so what we're going to do is where we started. I'm going to go and finish this up real quick. The actual inside of our... Why do you try my patience? I just quit bringing out the gray concrete! Thank you. Alright. Okay. So, what we want to do is we want to connect going forward and backward to the actual front and back of our college together using smooth stone. But, however, we also want to connect some other places. Using this same material we're going to be using for the walkway to and from the exit / entrance to the college itself. So, and the reason why we're doing this is for this part here, is in the center of all this is going to be a place to go outside and eat on nice days. Because why not, you know? And I'll show you how we're going to do that here in a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to dig out this entire area going to and from the library and the restaurant / cafeteria. Keeping in mind that on the front and back, actually on the back, we're going to leave do a 2 space area. Come on. So you're going to dig out this entire area and you're going to replace it using smooth stone. I do mean all of it. And then once we get this dug out, I'll show you what we're going to do with the middle of the college leading to the dorms. Now, as I said before, you can duplicate all of this as many times as you want. In the inside. Let's say you want to make a whole university. That's up to you. This is just going to be a basic college. And again, you can make it as big or as small as you want. By the way, the only thing they probably don't want to I mean, you can duplicate it, but if you want to have two dean's offices, that's fine too. But I'm going to say right now that for all purposes, I don't know how many deans your college would have. I don't know how many dean offices they have. As I've never been to college. I've just been inside of college before. I went to Special Olympics, and that's where they have their competitions for the summer. And by the way, you don't actually have to like connect the basketball goals to your classrooms. I just figured that it'd be more simpler to do so instead of like having a separate building for the basketball courts. Again, your basketball court might be bigger. You can make it as big or as small as you want it to be. Just remember, what I say, you do what you want to do. don't like follow my instructions, because let me be honest, I think that mine isn't as good as other people's tutorials. I'm still learning on how to make these things. I said it before, I'll say it again, I'm going to plug his channel real quick. If you really want a good channel to go look at for tutorials, you said check out TSNC. He's got some really awesome builds. Compared to mine, his is superior. In fact, I probably said this before, I'll say it again. That's how I got started on this stuff. Believe it or not. Alright. So, anyway. I'm going to leave this as is. So, what I'm going to do here is now we're going to take and the entire middle of this, and we're going to do it on both sides. By the way, it doesn't matter how big you make your library. I'm not really worried about it. And then also we're going to come over here, and from the basketball, I'll break these two. From both basketball courts, we're going to make a pathway. And like I said, I'm going to leave a link down below the YouTube video. To TSNC's channel. But, like I said, you're just going to fill up this area. You're going to fill up all this area using smooth stone. We're going to But this whole entire area is going to be covered in smooth stone. Well, not the entire area. We're going to place some trees down. We're going to place some foliage. In the grassy areas. And by the way, I do have a question. When Tomodachi Life Living the Dream does come out, what do you guys think about me making more Tomodachi Life builds? What do you guys think? Would you like to see me do more of those? I would be more than happy to do those. Based on the Living the Dream. Of course, I gotta find out what the game looks like. And see what kind of buildings they have. I want to see what else, other things it's gonna have. Now, not only are we going to make this area and the the inside areas, because this video also is I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make the perimeter of the inside of the dorms. I mean, inside of the college, I mean. So let me just dig this out and then I'll show you what we're going to do for the perimeter going around the inside of the college. It's pretty simple. I'm going to replace all that. It's not going to be too hard to make. It's going to be really simple. Actually, all right, hold up. Don't know why I did do this before, but oh, by the way, this side does not does not reflect, and it's not the same thing as the other side. So, there we go. Alright. This here, we're going to leave, I might leave it different, this a different way, so, alright. Now, we're going to take all of this in around the dean's office. Although, actually, hold up. We're not going to do that. Because the dean's office isn't going to be, it's going to be a part of it, but you can't get to the, inside. If that makes sense. Let's do it like that. Alright. Alright, so the only place that oh, that's why. Actually, you know what? Hold up. I think I am going to make the dean's office a big part of this. Because I want to have like a little area that goes behind the restaurant. Not the restaurant, but the cafeteria slash right, restaurant that we built. And it's going to stop to right about here. And it's going to stop right here. And then, on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing, except we're going to put, because this is where we're going to put a football field. On this side of I can fix this. Hold on, just a second. I was going to say, we're going to put a football field on this side of our dorms. On the inside of the college. So, doesn't matter where you're going to put it. You can put it here. I'm not going to tell you exactly where we're going to put it, but we're going to put the entrance to the football field somewhere. And wherever you want to put it. You can put it, I don't know, like smack dab in the middle. You can make it 2. I'm gonna make it a 1 block entrance. And then so that looks good. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this entire alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to dig up two rows going around both our library and a cafeteria slash restaurant. However, we're not going to make the ends of the outside areas as big. I might go ahead and yeah, never mind. Let's leave it like that. Alright. So we're just gonna build around the only place we're not going to build around is where we're going to place a few saplings. We're going to also and it's your choice if you want to do this, but I am going to leave. Oops. The other side of that, on this field that we're making without a walkway, or here, you know what, let's do this. Originally I didn't do this, but would it look weird? Would it look okay if we added a walkway going to and from just wondering, would it look weird if we were to make a walkway going to and from the inside of the outside to the football field that we're going to be building in a different part of tutorial. We're not going to like complete it, but I'm going to take a look at this real quick and see what would look like if we were to add if it doesn't look weird, we'll do it. Now the field going to and from the football field, we're going to leave without a floral. We might add some trees. I think that's the only floor I'm going to put in. But where we do have like empty spots around the walkway, Like I said, originally I didn't have a pathway going to and from. The basketball slash classrooms and the dorms. But I'm going to take a look at this. And see what it looks like. I'm going to keep it this way, but I just wonder if it's going to look weird. It's up to you if you want to do this or not, but I may have went ahead and did this. I really don't care. I mean, alright. So let's add a walkway. And we're going to take a look at it. And if it looks good, then we're going to keep it this way. I'll just tell you, just do it this way. Or don't. It's up to you. Completely up to you how you do this. By the way, I have other builds I am working. I also have been considered doing. I actually did a really cool build a while back. I don't know if you guys know the game Life is Strange or not, but I actually made the two whales diner from the first game. And I might be doing that or Bucky's next. I just want to get this big build out of the way. One, because I see people ask TSMC a lot to do things like a college, university, airports, you name it. So I figured, you know what? Why wait? You know what? That actually looks pretty good. I like it. You know what? We're going to keep it that way. I'm going to keep it that way. I like it. I think it adds some aesthetic to our build. So I'm going to keep it that way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill in all the areas. that we dug out. Making walkways going to and from each door of the entrances to the north. I'll come over here, do the same thing, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bone meal all of this, except for a few places, because we're going to make walkways. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mic off while I get this done, but then I'll teach you guys how we're gonna make the entire outside and the entire inside a little more colorful. That's the trees. I want to also delete some of this. Too bad there's not a world edit in this game, this version. But anyway, I digress. Alright. So I'll be back. I'll be back to talk to you guys whenever I get this whole place done, and then I'll show you guys how we're gonna make the inside. Okay, guys, so now we're going to make some foliage. So I'm going to place around, just around the dorms, a few saplings. So I'm going to do this, that. Just going to put it all the way around. And then where we don't have a sapling, we're going to place a couple of we're going to place some foliage around it as well. By placing, you ready for this? A bunch, we're going to use a whole bunch of um uh God dog it. Can't talk today. Bone meal. We're going to bone meal the entire inside of our it doesn't matter how many trees you plant or how big they are, because we're gonna be like putting foliage and stuff around here too. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And this is going to foliage it up using bone meal. Remembering we don't want to place any foliage going to and from our football field that we're going to be building on a later video. Also, you don't want to put any foliage we're going to be placing trees either. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and place the trees first. And you don't like have to place the trees anywhere specifically. You don't even have to place trees if you don't want to. But I think that with trees, I think it makes it more pretty, you know? More livable. And the same thing with the foliage. You don't have to have foliage. You can leave the grass blocks all the same. But, again, if you want, this is basically how you're going to make the entire inside of your just keep in mind that you want to make sure this entire... If you want to do this, you can. Basically, that's what I'm saying. But I think the only places I'm not going to place this stuff is probably on the edge. On this edge of the property line. Okay? mean, you can if you want. It's all your own preference, if you will. All about preference, you know. If you don't want to build, if you don't want to put foliage, you don't have to. If you don't want to put trees, you don't have to. If you don't want to place, if you want to leave the entire thing bare, you can. But again, this is my preference. I like to have the entire, well, not the entire area filled with foliage. As much of it as I can. Again, this is now roughly right about, I think we're going to stop right about here. Because, you know, I don't want to like fill it completely up with foliage or trees or the like. But we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, you can make it as messy as you want. You can make it as pretty as you want. But we want to make sure that we're not like making it impossible to place stuff. So this is where I'm going to stop right here. So in these two spots, we need one. Then bone meal, 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 bone meal. Ooh, that looks actually pretty good. Bone meal. Then he's just gonna bone meal the entire inside using bone meal. Like so. Now it doesn't technically have to be perfect, but it's gotta be close. It's gotta be as much as you want. Like you don't have to like continue doing all this, but if you want to cover the entire place, you can. You can also leave a few spots different. Um, you're going to do... And the reason why we're putting trees here is, maybe someone's saying while they're reading or something. Or unique. I know I would. The foliage just makes it more prettier, Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to make the outside eating areas. So I have two ways of doing this. And I'm going to do them both. Oh, hold on. I'm going to be doing them both the same way, and I'll be that here in a bit. But both ways are going to be featured. You know what, screw it. We'll do it this far. You know what? Hell with it. We're going to go ahead and fill this all up. Because why not? Again, the only place we're not going to place all this stuff is going to be going out to a football field. Because I mean, you can, but it really doesn't make any difference. You go to put trees here. I'm just going to leave it foliage. But, there's a big but here. What we want to do is make sure everything is completely covered. If you're going to do this. Well, not everything. I mean, you can leave his spots open. Like so. And then we're going to fill up the entire inside using bone meal. And if you want, you can even like make some tiers out here, but we're gonna leave it like this. It's up to you. Because if you want, you can actually do this. Do it now you can. There we go. Alright. So now we're gonna make some places to sit. So there are two ways we're gonna do this. We're gonna place a roll like this. And if you want, you can use this kind of like a table, and you're just gonna place a bunch of stairs in front of it. However, I'm gonna show you another way we can do this, because there's two ways you can make this. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to make that as well. The other way as well. Because we're going to do two kinds of places that people can sit down at. Not just a group setting either. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do it this time out. We're going to add a couple of these to the center. So what we're going to do here is we're going to leave a gap of 3. And we're going to do this again. And again, stop placing them where I don't want them to be placed. Thank you. And a couple more. It's going to go on this end. Keep in mind that each of these is going to have oak wood planks in the middle. However, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So we're going to need some different material. We're going to use oak fence and pressure plates. You'll see what I'm doing here in a minute. We're going to use oak pressure plates. So, we're going to set out a couple of two-seaters. And then we're going to finish up by using the rest of the oak planks and oak wood stairs to finish up the inside of our oak and our the inside workings of our. So we're going to place fences in the center of all of these. And then we'll place oak pressure plates right in the center on top of oak fences. I forgot who that was that texted me. Do that here in a minute. And this is repeatable for how many times you want to do it. Same with the oak wood, the tables that we just made. The long ones, I should say. So, place oak fence in the center. Oak pressure plates on top. And then we're going to just starting from this point right here. The only place we're not going to place these, I'll show you here in a minute, is where we have the pathway. So what we want to do is leave a gap of 2 between the last of these and place them, rest of these, on the other side. We're leaving a gap of 2 between the last and the next ones. So and we're going to add another set of 2-seaters on the end as well. And with that, we'll be done. This is also where they can study for like big tests and stuff. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I'll make sure I put them 2. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna stop right about here. So same thing before. Just keep making these 2-seaters, and you can also, if you want, make booth type idea as well. So it doesn't have to be like 2-seaters. It could be a booth. It could be it could be 1-seaters. But you're basically just going to keep doing this until you have as many places to sit as you want. Okay, I'm missing a few spots. Come on. And this place. Oh, fences in the middle? By the way, that tour of the place will happen sometime this next month or something. Or in August, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to do a full tour of how it looks like. Inside out. By the way, this will be on my playlist of my Minecraft College. And with that, we are done with the workings of our college. Looks pretty decent, don't you think? Alright, so tomorrow we're going to finish up by we're going to start making the football field. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Alright, so there we go. That is our, the inside of the college done. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, follow me. Don't forget, next month is my Final Fantasy IX playthrough. Don't remember what dates Final Fantasy IX as its anniversary. We'll start doing it then. I'll see you guys next time.